So here we have Goldie's weekly update. Here you can see some clips of him swimming around at the lake as it's been very hot this week. And we took a bunch of our puppies and dogs to go cool off, and Goldie loved the water. We also found this to be a really great setting and situation to put Goldie in with other dogs just to see how he plays and make sure that we promote appropriate play. And as you see here, he didn't jump on Honey. He's definitely very interested and he wants to get her to play, but he's not rude and had really great manners. He wasn't too assertive.
Goldie, come on.
Goldie seemed to love the puppies running around and playing with him, as well as the kids while we were out on this outing. And like I said, not too assertive, and he played very appropriately.
Good job. Goldie. Come on, let's go. Yes, good boy.
Here you can see Goldie and I on another one of our outings. He did really great, and we were working on leash walking in the parking lot as well as indoors, using those treats to promote him to walk to my left side, and instead of repositioning him with that leash, always using those treats instead. So taking the treat, holding it there, letting him nibble on it a little bit, and then every so many steps giving him that treat. Sometimes I would drop a couple crumbs, and Goldie did not miss a beat with that. He definitely liked to help clean up my mess, and that's fine. He's picking up treats and then carrying on with me. The worst thing to do, and a really big habit some people tend to pick up, is they want to pull their dog back to their left side and put them where they want them to walk. What this does instead is it promotes a tug-of-war game or I can pull harder game. And what we don't want to do is teach him to pull harder. Instead, we want him to know, if he hits the end of that leash, I'll let him go out in front of me. I say, easy, and we don't keep walking. But when I hold those treats to my left side and he walks with me, he realizes we get to go where he wants to go, and that is inside or continuing to walk further than where we are at. So he walked right in, really good boy. Definitely was really excited and curious about everybody around us. But he definitely stayed focused, had great handler focus, and he's very food motivated, which will help when he comes home to continue this. It's important to also mention that we do not introduce the word heel until Goldie walks like this without the lure. So that will take practice when Goldie comes home, doing this luring phase, and then after he gets really strong with it, that he's just naturally walking there with you, then you could start to use the word heel. But if I just right off the bat started saying heel when I do this, he's not going to know what I'm asking of him, and I'm going to ruin that word of heel for him down the road. Using consistent verbal cues with Goldie will keep him on track and set him up for success when he comes home. So what I mean by that is when he stops to do something I don't want him to do, I will say letting him know I don't appreciate or like that behavior. And when I say this way, it means to look at me. We might be turning down a different aisle or street, and that you need to watch my body language.
You don't miss a crumb, do you, mister? This way. Good boy. This way. Yes. Sit. Good. Down. Up. Yes, good boy. Good job. Good job.
Here you can see Goldie already in the down position. I first gave him the sit and then down and then a flat open hand saying stay, and then created distance between him and I. I wanted him to hold this for several minutes, as well as with distractions or me stepping out of sight. So you'll see here in just a moment where I'm walking down a different aisle and he can't see me anymore, and he still holds it, which is really great. As I was on my way up to praise him and give him the release, he then prematurely broke away, Yes, he still stood and stayed in the same spot, but I want him to stay in that down. It was kind of hard to maneuver the camera and show this, but I just gently pushed his butt down and then kind of guided him into a down. This way we could follow through. If I sit there and I try to give him that down command again, it's going to go over his head what I'm asking of him. So to quickly get him back in the same spot, same position, and follow through is going to be what's most successful.
Yes, okay.
Then I gave him a good pat on the head. I said, okay. He didn't understand the release word, so I grabbed the leash and then reiterated. But we'll continue to work on that release word. Here you can see Goldie and another one of our LML pups, Susie, holding sit stays. This is much harder on a dog or puppy than what people may think. And the reason I say that is they're very tempted to want to go play. They don't know each other that well, so it's still really new to them being next to a dog that they're not familiar with. So instinctually they want to check each other out, but instead what we did was we put them both in their sits, and then we gave them flat open hands saying stay, created distance, and they followed through with some great handler focus. Susie, being super young, she did prematurely break away, and that's fine. Michaela put her back in the same spot, same position, just as I would have with Goldie. We recreated some distance, and then walked up, gave praise, and then the release word. After the fact, we both gave them a lot of praise and treats.
For this part of Goldie's update, we are going to do his come command and his recall. So I want to just note that we are going to pick one cue word and one name for this command, and it's going to be come. So this way, whenever I say that, he knows that I want him to come up to me. I could start with him either really close by, off leash, but if he starts to ignore me and walk away, that's when I would put a leash on him and keep him honed in with his attention. So, Goldie, come. Good boy. Just putting my hand down on my side. Goldie, come. Good boy. Goldie, come. Now I say his name and he looks at me. If he doesn't look at me, I'm going to make a noise to cue in that focus before giving that come command. Goldie, come. And the reason that is if he's over digging and he's not looking at me and I say that come command, it's going to go in one ear and out the other. He's not listening. His ears are off. So what I want to do is set him up for success, that I'm acknowledging you. I know he hears me and that he knows I'm acknowledging him. This way, if he ignores me, I know he's just ignoring me, not so much the fact that he's distracted. So to get this really strong, I want to make sure that he's looking at me. Goldie, come. And we start off nice and close by. And again, using one word, which is the come command. Goldie, come. Good boy. Start spacing out a bit more. Goldie, come. Good boy. Goldie, come. Good boy. Good boy. Goldie, come. Good boy. Goldie, come. Yes. Good boy. Using positive markers like yes, good boy. Assure him that he's doing exactly what I want him to. Goldie, come. Good boy. So I'm going to cheat a little bit here to get him kind of distracted from me. I'll drop a couple treats here in the grass and get some distance. Goldie, come. Yes, good boy. Same thing, going to drop a couple treats. Just to get him distracted so I can get some distance. Making noise like a whistle. Wait until it looks. Goldie, come. Good boy. And not using that come command again until he looks at me. And I'm not going to say, come, 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 Goldie, Goldie, Goldie. I want to say his name once. I want to say that come command once. If he doesn't follow through, wait about 10 to 20 seconds. Try it again. And this is when I would walk up to him and put a leash on him. Just again to keep that focus on me. Goldie, come. Goldie, come. Good boy. Goldie, come. Yes, good boy. Goldie, come. Good boy. Good job. He's doing really good with this. Goldie, come. Yes, good boy. Good boy. Another great tool to use when working on this, especially if you're somewhere you can't just let him off leash, is a long lead, which is like a 20-30 foot long leash. Goldie, come. This way, if you're somewhere that you can't just let him off leash in case he did get distracted and run off, or see something that pulls his attention away from you, you still have him on leash, but you're able to get the distance you need for a recall. Goldie, come. Good boy. I'm gonna do one more good one to end on a good note with this, and then with his strongest command. Goldie, come. Good boy. We're gonna try one more. Goldie, come. Good boy. Sit. Good boy. And then lots of praise. Good boy. He's been such a pleasure this week to work with. Good job. Good job.